Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of Peace Luv Biz. I'm your host Steve Higgins. Today I'm the Don of Development because we've been trying to just grow everybody's businesses the last couple of days. Mary's still fighting through tax season, but it seems like she's had a bit of a breakthrough and she's feeling a little bit better, I think. Aren't you, Mary? How are you doing?
I am. I was done yesterday. And today I just decided I can't touch taxes or QuickBooks. I don't have the space for it mentally. But super bossy. That's what I am today. Super bossy because I'm just getting people in order. We're having
Yeah,
come to Mary meetings. We're having a lot of those in the next 2 days.
yeah. And I think that me channeling my inner Rick Astley is helping because with clients, we are never going to give you up. We're never going to let you down. Never
Oh my
going to
God,
run
that's so
around.
perfect. Yep.
Right? Isn't it? Yeah.
And we're never gonna hurt you.
Yeah.
Yep.
Never going to tell a lie. Never going to say goodbye.
Yep.
Just words
Well,
to
there's a
live
couple.
by the Astley.
There's a couple that we say goodbye to, but that's not often.
Yeah, very rare.
Yeah, very rare.
Um, so, today on the episode, we've been talking a lot to people about red flags with the IRS and how to avoid them. And we've got a lot of really cool people that are trying to make big financial decisions. And what we're going to talk about is some of the things to basically do to be prepared for when you make those purchases and make those investments. So, um, first off, we're going to tackle the big three letters in the US, which is IRS. So, Mary, you've been doing this for so long. You've testified for all the forensic stuff in the world with forensic
Mm.
audits and all of that. You've got people in jail, you've got people out of jail. Um, what would you say are some common IRS red flags that trigger you and put you under that radar?
In my experience, with this, the IRS, anything that is not industry standard, anything that is, if you've taken losses for 7 years and they're big losses in your business, that just can't go on forever. They do expect a loss for 3 to 5 years when you start out. That's normal. You do have normal trending, so your loss is significantly less each time. There are things to take into consideration, but when you have too many business losses, when you have too many businesses and they're all taking a loss, you have inconsistent income, you have really high areas that shouldn't be running as high as they do. Example, travel. If travel is running you $50,000 and you're taking a loss of 20 or 30, what's happening there? That's a trigger. And then definitely doing, unless you have a paper trail to account for your cash spending, that's a trigger. Um, and that's on the company. On a personal side, having too many dependents, not having the income to support it. That's one personally that I know of.
Like having
Um,
7 dependents, yeah.
yeah, like having seven, and honestly, you could have honest reasons, and you can have the documentation to support it. The unfortunate part is, in most cases, once you're on the IRS radar, you're forever on the radar. You don't really go away. They're always double checking. That's reality. And you don't
Yeah,
want someone showing up at your door. And they do. I've seen it. I've seen it twice. They show up at your door when you ignore them. And don't ignore them. Ignoring them doesn't help you. It's like the animal that sticks his head in the sand. Like, you're not. It's still happening. It's still going to happen. They're still going to show up. They're still going to bother you. They still want you to correspond with them. So at some point, you're going to have a problem.
yeah. Um, you cannot stick your head in the sand. Plus, the mental toll that it takes on people when you have that lingering issue just hanging over you is massive. So for those people that think that they can just sweep it under the rug, forget about it, deal with it another time, it's not a good idea, especially if you want to go and make those, if you want lending, if you want to go buy a house, if you want to go do different things with the business, you've got to deal with the IRS stuff first. Like, they're just gonna block you from getting what you want to be doing.
Yeah, and honestly, like, I mean, I think that goes for anything in life. If you're avoiding something because you know you're not doing the right thing, that will haunt you. It's going to haunt you. I don't remember the name of the book or the author, but he thought that there was a dead person under his floorboards because he heard a heart beating. It was his own heart. you know, can't remember the guy's name, but it was his own heart, and it was within him because he was so filled with anxiety for not dealing with the issue, and so not dealing with the IRS, not you're having tremendous anxiety at that point.
Yeah. Obviously, if you do get red flagged, then that's a massive problem. But and we say obviously deal with it. What do you do when you're under the IRS microscope? What are some things that people need to be thinking about? What do you know, obviously set up the payment plan, do whatever you've got to do to get them in line. But what are the things you do from there?
Well, shameless plug, but first of all, you call us. If you're a client of ours, you will probably not encounter this because we've guided you in the right direction. If you are encountering this, it's because you didn't know us at that time. So, number one, get a call with us because we've got to figure out what's going on. Some people like want to sugarcoat it, and we look into it and we're going, "Oh, wait a minute, this is the wrong thing." If you are, you need to be, you need to get on the phone with them. Unfortunately, the way the regulations work now, your accountant cannot be on the phone with you with the IRS. They make it really complicated, really hard. So you need to have the conversation with me or whoever else, another. If you can find someone as good as me, by all means find them, but you need to have that conversation with us so we can prep you on what you're going to walk into
Hmm.
with that. And then, just don't battle them. Unfortunately, they have the power. So you don't get to lose your cool. You don't get to be mean. You don't get to say whatever you're thinking. You got to really get yourself in control and respond, communicate with them, set up the payment plan, whatever it is, but do it and then don't miss those payments. Make those payments. If that means you don't get to eat Arby's 3 times this week, then that's what it means. If that means you don't buy whatever, that's what it means. You don't Amazon shop, then that's what you got to do.
If
I
that
mean, you
means
gotta.
if that means you're canceling a cruise or a vacation you had planned, it's
Mm-hmm.
better that you schedule that for another year. Like,
Yeah.
get them in check. But yeah, that's a great first point. Is definitely get hold of us. So go to www.peacelovebiz.com, put a contact form in, or go to 844 Peace 20. We have that now, which is amazing.
Mm-hmm.
So definitely give us a call. Um, I think that's enough of the doom and gloom. Let's think about some more positive
Yeah.
stuff. And right now, we've got a lot of people that are trying to expand their businesses, grow their businesses, which is amazing. People are trying to buy buildings, bring on new employees. Some people are trying to buy houses. Um,
Well, so in fairness, a lot of people, I mean, definitely not doom and gloom, but to be very much reality, um, a lot of people are freaking out about the financial situation in the United States with the tariffs being proposed, then being paused, proposed, paused, proposed, paused. We really don't, we're not a manufacturing nation anymore. I'm not saying that we don't manufacture at all. I'm saying that in general, that's not what we do anymore. We used to be very powerful at it. So the whole tariff situation, you can throw tariffs on other countries, knock your socks off. Just understand the stuff that we're going to import, those same countries are going to tariff us. So you're going to have higher prices for anything that you buy that's not made and manufactured in the United States because you're now going to have tariffs. So things are going to cost more. That's a reality. People see that and they're coming to us going, "Hey, what can I cut back on?" Okay, well, let's take a different route with that and go, where can you expand? What can you do to grow the revenue? And that's where this whole thing has come about with our clients in the last couple weeks. Is it's let's take a different approach. Let's grow your business. Let's see what other things we can do, how we can get other revenue streams, what else you can do to network.
Yeah, and you know me, I'm a big networker. I love networking. There's no better referral than somebody that a referral. If you were to define a referral, it's when you pass somebody that you care about to a professional that you trust. And that's the beauty of networking, is if you find great referral partners that pass business to you, you pass business to them, you build that relationship and it helps grow your business. So say you are a med spa or a salon, you need to be working with other people in that adjacent industry to
Mhm.
basically partner up. You're basically serving the same client. Why not do it together in
Mhm.
terms of, okay, you've got your nails done, now go get your hair done with this person. You will love this hairstylist. Like, you need to open your mind from a business perspective to think about that kind of relationship that you can have, because it's just going to help you grow a little better and it's going to be organic too. It's
Mhm.
not even forced, which is great. Everyone wants that quick cash, the quick turnaround, but these relationships that you build them and they last 5, 10, 15 years, and they'll just keep growing exponentially, and you'll find more people that want to grow like that too.
Mhm. Absolutely. Absolutely. Having trusted partners, we could not do what we do without that. I mean, that is definitely your niche. You're amazing at it. And and we've talked about it, but another revenue stream or another service offering is coaching. And
Hmm.
we weren't looking for it, but it came. It's a need. We know how to do it, so we're now doing that. Peace Love Biz coaching. Because people don't understand what they're getting into. They start this business, they have an idea, they start doing it, and then they just trust that the money's going to keep coming in. And they don't look at how to partner, and they don't look at these aspects. And you need to. We couldn't do. We refer people to we have somebody for everything for our clients.
Yeah, we've got our payroll guy is amazing. If it's too complicated, we've got lenders, we've got bankers, we've got realtors. Like, it having a good, solid network that you can depend on. It's not just for you, but the value that brings to your client base is equally as important, because it shows that you are that person to go to. That it kind of speaks volumes about your business and the way you operate. So definitely recommend doing that. If you want help, or if you're not sure how to start doing that, definitely reach out to us. Go to the website, put in a contact form, and say, I need to help. I need help and want to learn how to network. I didn't realize initially, and I know we're going off on a bit of a tangent, but I came to the country 2016. I married a local Florida girl, and from then on, I had no friends here. I had no network. I had nothing. I then got into more of a national sales job where I was talking to people across the country. That didn't help me in business because I was looking so broadly. I wasn't super focused in my area. I still didn't have a network until I started a business locally. It was weird. I was no longer working nationally and trying to connect the dots all across the country. It was like, oh my, I have no contacts here. And it's kind of scary. And you've just got to
Mhm.
throw yourself in at the deep end and go to as many networking meetings or find different groups of like-minded people.
Mhm.
Um, And that was huge for me. It made a massive difference. And honestly, financially, it didn't benefit me at the beginning. It was more about the people and the connections I made because I needed that support system. And if you can find 10, 20, 30 business owners that are in a similar position to you, they're trying to hustle, they're grinding day in, day out, then they'll support you so long as you show up for them as well.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Mhm.
Shout out to Ashley as well, our business
Well, she's
development girl.
amazing.
She's
Yep,
amazing.
she's amazing.
Definitely, if anybody needs extra help, let us know. um, she's she's awesome. You will have her on sometime, and you can learn more about her soon. Um, but going back into big financial decisions, people trying to buy homes, cars, buildings, whatever it is, plots of land. What? Where do you begin? Where are some
Well,
financial impacts? Yeah.
let's start with what we tell every client of ours. There's God or Buddha, whoever you believe in. Family is number two, and I'm number three. Mary is number three. When you're making big decisions, you don't spring on me. Oh, hey, I need financial sent over because I'm buying a house. Um, Listen, whoever you're talking with in your family to make that decision, you need to include me in it because only I truly understand your finances. I get your finances. Most people don't understand their finances, unfortunately. It's sad. We teach them, they don't get it. Then they go, oh, this is why. Yes, because you can't just go out and buy a house if you don't know all the variables that are running into it. So, debt to income, understanding how much debt you have and how much income on paper you're reporting are very significant in qualifying for a home. So you can't just go, they have, lenders have to have taxes. They have to have your tax returns. They have to have those W-2s. So if you're doing, if you have your own business and you're a sole prop or you're a single member LL or a single member S corp, that's, yes, there's a company. Yes, it has an EIN. I understand that. It also all goes back to you. So you need to be able to prove your income. If you don't know what your income looks like in your tax returns, that's not the same as what's in your bank account. If you don't know your debt to income, if you don't know your credit worthy, if you have outstanding debt with the IRS that you haven't faced, all those are impacted in you getting that loan. All of it.
Realistically, as well, you've got the people that are. Well, that's why working with preferred lenders, preferred people that you know how to work with. Like, people will tell us what their things need to look like, and a business broker, for example, will want a completely different set of financials to a different accountant for tax purposes. Like, they'll want to show as much profit, as much profitability as possible so that they can sell a business versus an accountant or a tax preparer that really wants to reduce liability and reduce potential tax. Um,
Right.
so getting with that professional is important. Learning some of those, learn your situation. If you're not sure, get with an accountant, get with a
Well,
financial planner. Like,
even that, buying a business. We just did an audit what, a week ago or 2 weeks ago,
yeah,
and they, I'm doing an audit and I'm like, this guy is claiming that they have this enormous profitability and they've steadily declined over 5 years, both income and expenses. And they've been classifying their payroll, their draws as payroll. If you're the single member owner and you're taking money out and you're not running an actual payroll where you're getting a W-2 at the end of the year, those are called owner draws. That makes it a negative basis, meaning a negative value to your company. So while he's claiming his company was profitable and there, it wasn't, he was taking owner draws and that wasn't true payroll. And you need an accountant, a well-versed accountant to be able to look at stuff like that to go, hey, this is not profitable. I would not pay them. He wanted like I don't know, $90,000 for his business. His business wasn't worth over 40. He's claiming he
Especially when
has assets. His assets at 30,000. I mean, they were lucky if the assets were valued at 4,000. And also, he had no depreciation expense. Well, how do you have $30,000 in assets that you've never depreciated? Because you don't. It's things like that. So it's the business and personal. They all got to make sense. Whether you're buying a house, you're buying a car, I mean, you buy a car, you're going to lose money. Buy a business, you hopefully you get equity. You buy a house, you get equity. Hopefully it doesn't lose value. That's the norm. But you still don't want to overpay for something. You still want to know what you're getting yourself into and is it worth it?
when when math doesn't math, that's a problem.
Yep.
If you see something and your gut is telling you that it doesn't look right, there's probably a reason why something smells rotten in Denmark. Like
Yeah.
it is what it is. Um, how, in terms of some of the tax planning stuff, what are
hmm
some things that, from a personal individual standpoint, people can do to optimize like home ownership benefits, things like that?
Well, for starters, as far as tax planning, with the really, but I mean, think at a couple different things. So really, tax planning, the biggest thing on a personal side is um, investing in your IRA or your 401k before April 15th. That's your biggest tax plan. Savings, really, mortgage interest, it is deductible on your taxes. Unfortunately, unless you have more than, it's an itemized deduction. So you have an option of standard or itemized. And unfortunately, the mortgage interest points or the mortgage interest that you're paying, I would say 80% of our clients don't have that. We enter it, but the standard deduction is larger, um, making it harder and harder to deduct what you're paying out. Um,
Yeah,
I mean, I mean, it's great. Standard deduction went up, but if you really got to be making standard deduction right now is just under $30,000 for married filing joint. So unless you've paid out whatever, if you've paid like $25,000 in interest for your mortgage and then your real estate taxes are say five, right there's 30. So it's really hard to max out the itemized deduction.
that makes sense. I mean, there's other things as well, like homestead exemptions. There's other things you can do that's not necessarily tax planning, but definitely take advantage of some of whatever's out there.
And also I think it's really important. You know, People are concerned about the economy, but I can't say enough. We have a mentality in the US of instant gratification. And it's not a the I was raised with the expression short-term sacrifices, long-term gains. My daughter learned that expression when she was like 3 and held on to it. And she would say it to her little brother. I remember her saying it. Suck it up, buttercup. Man up. Big expression was man up. Sometimes you really need to man up. You just need to own the fact that you can't afford that house right now. And that's okay. That doesn't mean you can never not afford it. That just means you need to get things in order. I would love to be in a size 8 right now. But to me, to go buy a size 8 would be pointless because there's no way one of my legs is going to get into a size 8. Right? So, okay. But then I want that size 8 at some point. So what I do? Change what I got to change. Drink less, smoke less. One point that'll happen. But, eat better, exercise more. You got to have a plan to be put into place. My big thing is I am, and I had somebody tell me this today, I am so passionate about helping our clients. You're going to have bad shit happen to you in life, but you can control finances. You can control the accounting. You got to do the hard work. At least let me help you feel secure in that.
You said it. Short-term sacrifice, long-term gain. people want that instant gratification, but preparing for a big financial investment, things like that, it's not an overnight process for financials. So
No.
we as accountants need that time to prepare, make sure everything's lined up right. It doesn't happen overnight. It doesn't happen overnight. So you really need to get with a pro or somebody. Like what were we doing? We last night,
Oh my
11,
God, we're
12
doing so
o'clock.
much. Yeah.
Like talking to a client and working
To
on.
prep for another client.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. We were
We
networking at midnight, and our client is our friend also. But so Josie, who was on this
Josie.
podcast with us, but she, we work till midnight, 1, 2 o'clock in the morning. Um, sometimes work is not QuickBooks and accounting and taxes all day. Sometimes it's literally meeting after meeting after meeting and being there for the client the way the client needs you to be.
Yeah.
You know?
Sometimes working is having finding a drinking group with a networking problem.
Yeah.
Find find those people that you can connect with, do business with, um, and gosh, you don't. If you love what you do, you'll never work a day in your life. That's always been said. But if you truly have the passion, you find you can't switch your brain off. Like
Yeah, true.
it hurts. Like I've done sales and business development my entire professional career, and I can't turn off and stop looking for an angle. Like it's weird. Mary texts me saying that she's got a new project, and I'm like, oh no, not again. And I get flashbacks. But it's all because we love what we do, and we have a
Absolutely.
passion for helping people. Sometimes what we have to do is tell people the hard truth that they can't buy that house right now, and it sucks. It's been an exhausting day, and it's what 1:30, nearly 2 o'clock, and
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, now how do we regroup ourselves, get done what we need to do now? It's tough, but we do it because we love what we do. So
Yeah. I mean, life is going to be hard enough, right? You're always going to have something pop up that is unexpected that you didn't see coming. We can help you have at least this security. And that's really why I'm passionate about it, because God knows I've had enough crap happen to me in my life that was unexpected, never saw it coming, blindsided. But you know what? I've always shown up and worked my ass off. And we have grown exponentially amazing with you and I partnering together with this. And we just want that same security for all of our clients. That's why we show up and do what we do every day,
one of
7 days
these,
a week.
oh, Mary, I've got a new project.
Oh, God.
One day we will have a Peace Love Biz vacation where we'll invite all of our clients to meet up
I
on an
love that.
island.
What
And
I learned.
yeah, what island, right? Might start with a D and end in Dominican Republic.
Right?
um,
Absolutely.
yeah, like how
Yeah, I
cool
love
will
that.
that be to
I love that.
meet up, share stories, just relax, take those curls down because we know we've all got them.
Yep.
Um, yeah, so
I love that project. I'm on board with that project.
yeah,
And every single one of our projects that we strategically plan them. We don't come up with 5 projects and try to tackle them all. Everything we do, and it should be the same way with you and your business. If you love what you do, you'll never work a day in your life. It's really hard to get your brain to switch off, but plan those out. Be strategic about it. There's no way you can do every project all at once. You can't financially do it. You don't have the time to do them all. You don't have the money to do them all, but you plan those out and you'll be amazed at how much you just start knocking out, knock out, knock it out, knock it out. We're almost at our goal for the end of this year, and we're hitting the end of March. By May, we'll have hit our goal for the entire year. So what happened? Um, we upped our goal. We tweaked our goal.
and Mary said she got a new project the other week, and I said, Mary, you don't have time. You're in tax season. She's like, oh yeah, so it's a July project. What do we know? We're on conference calls about that project a week later, and
Yeah.
but realistically, it's stuff that we can tackle. And again, stuff doesn't happen overnight, so you do have to take those gradual steps and identify what projects you can take on. It happens in business, it happens personally in life.
Hmm.
I think that's a massive kind of takeaway: is everything takes time.
Yeah.
Success
Plan.
doesn't happen. Yeah,
It
success doesn't
doesn't
happen
happen
overnight.
overnight. Mm-mm. It does not
Yeah,
happen overnight. One day, and 5 years from now, someone's going to have dug up this episode and be like, remember when nobody knew them? And then 5 years, it'll be less than 5 years, but 5 years from now, they're going to find this old episode that nobody's ever heard of us. Guess what? Here we are. It takes time, but
this
we
was one of
succeed
those
at everything
projects.
we do. Hmm.
This was one of those projects, and now we're looking at ways and things and how do we evolve. It's but that
Yep.
goes back to loving what you do, and it's in our name, Peace Love Biz. We love what we do. We love helping people. Um, any final thoughts on major life decisions and planning on that stuff, or do
No,
you think
just,
we're wrapping?
yeah, I think we're good. I mean, just show up, do what you got to do every day. It's okay. Every moment changes, and that's okay. But do your best in every moment. No
Yep.
regrets. No regrets.
So, first things first, when it comes to the IRS, talk to them, communicate, don't put it off, don't bury your head in the sand. If you get an IRS letter, maybe open it before you panic. That's a good piece of advice.
Hmm.
Um, you know, if you are in trouble, if you are getting penalties, definitely set something up with them. Don't let it fester and make it worse. There's a
Absolutely.
lot going on with the government right now where you could get in more trouble by doing nothing and thinking
Hmm.
you're okay. Um, Next up, stuff doesn't happen overnight. If you're making big financial decisions, understand your financial situation. What's your credit score? What's your debt to income ratio look like? Is it feasible? Do you have the down payments you might need? What does that look like? If you're unsure, go find out. There's plenty of free tools out there. Get with us. We can help out. Um, the other thing is, obviously, it will take time to get to the situation to do stuff unless you've magically just managed to do it with naturally, which there's unicorns out there.
Hmm.
Um, but yeah, definitely anything you guys need, we appreciate you listening. Go to peacelovebiz.com, peaceluvbiz.com. Shoot us a message. Follow us on all the socials. We're working on getting these clips out there as well. And I guess until next time, have a peaceful tax season, guys.
Thank you, Stephen.
See you next time.
See you next time.